Welcome back, everyone. I was reading your comments on all the platforms, and you all mentioned the connection was frozen, and we all. So I'm back now, and hopefully it's all fixed. So if anything, I'll put this back on and we'll fix it again. But for now, I think we are good to go. Please comment in the section below if you are all still experiencing the signal and difficulties, but I'm pretty sure everything is good right now. But welcome back. Right now I'm kind of adding some of the shadows on top of the table, and it has like more of like a grayer tone. Usually this is the go-to, especially when the table or the cloth is white or very, very light cream colored. I wonder if anyone can guess what kind of flowers I'm going to be painting inside the vase. I think it would be an easy guess, but I'm curious if you can figure it out in the meantime. There's something about painting a summer painting in winter. It has this total transforming effect. It literally takes me instantly into a summertime feel. Kind of going in with a lighter blue now in the midst of the shadows to get that nice warm tone. As you can see, I'm still not doing any details, just covering the canvas with lights, different shades, nothing much, nothing too difficult or complex. be zooming in the flowers, so you can see a little bit closer what I'll be doing. Same brush, I'm not going to change as of right now. Kind of going to be using a middle color for the leaves so I can get somewhat of an idea of what I'm going to be painting. So actually it's a little darker than I thought, but it's okay. We'll use the darker end. This one I'm going to be using the darker one first. I'm making my way to a lighter color. It looks very splotchy right now, but this is exactly what I want at this time. Because I'm doing generic outlines of the shapes that I want to see. Go with a slightly lighter tone now, but with a touch of ochre. going with the same brush and dipping my bristles in a very light one, very light yellow, greenish, a little bit of white, and was blotching it on to my edge of my brush. Very carefree still. As you notice, I don't do any harsh, brilliant, colorful hues because it does, the more natural it is, the more pastel, the more it will feel and realistic and not too cartoonish, and that's kind of what I want to do right now. I still want to make it look very real, but somewhat impressionistic. As if you're like opened your eyes out of a dream and you want to close your close your eyes again and return to the dream. That's literally what I want. I'm going to switch my brush and let's see. Could try this one. Actually, I'll go for this. Yeah, let's go for this one. want to accentuate some of the blues a little bit behind this section before I go on top of it once more. I think just missing just a little bit more. Before I go back on with the leaves, I was wanting to add just a tad bit more behind the leaf colors. A little bit more blue. Just a tad bit. There you go. Just blending a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm going to go once more on top of the leaves to accentuate the edges. It's not a perfect smooth edge. Usually leaves, they always have some imperfections, and that's what makes it very, very lifelike. As can tell, my wrists are getting the aftermath of my paints. But it's a very, very common thing. Just slowly but surely creating the shadow that hits the leaves. These types of things need to be quite patient. It will all come together, just needs to have one section at a time. There you go. We're getting that shape. let's see what we're gonna do. I'm just playing right now with the leaves, where it's gonna head off to, where it wants to lean. A little bit of that. Just a little bit there too. Here, maybe there. Just going to accentuate a little bit of a darker area right here. Maybe right there too. Got a rough idea. I'm always adjusting my seat because my favorite is crossing my legs on my chair because it gives me great back support. I've tried standing, I've tried working off directly from the floor. I did all sorts of positions where it would be the most conducive for me while painting, and I found out, very simply in the chair and crossing my legs really helps. I always constantly try to move. Okay, there you go. Getting there. anybody guess so far what the actual flowers are going to be? Definitely can't wait to see whoever can guess it right. Someone did ask if I painted outside. Actually, I have a few times, but I still prefer the studio because if I'm working for long periods of time, the same light is very essential. Because if you change your settings, even if I would paint in the morning and I change my time and paint at night, just that small difference, I'll be painting all of the things on my palette differently if I were to paint the same time. And especially with hyperrealism, it is quite literally a huge gamble if you were to start mixing your colors differently because you're compensating with the light. But for short periods of time, it is a wonderful experience. I really do like painting outside. Someone said white roses. I think Ronita said, and that's a good guess, but it's not going to be white roses. Lilies? No? Someone try to guess lilies. Poinsettias? Don't think so. I'll give you a clue if you'd like. No wildflowers. It is going to be yellow. Hopefully that narrows it down. It should be very, very easy by now. Actually, let's see. I'm going to layer the first colors down and I'll see if you can guess it right away. Pretty sure you all will be able to. Clean off my brush from any residue. Let's do with this color. Almost positive you all guess it now. Let's start here. No daffodils. Trumpet vine, no. There. No bee. I'll give you another clue. They're quite large. Getting that first layer. Sunflower. Someone already guessed it, I think. Let's see who guessed that. Patricia, I think, guessed it right. It is sunflowers. When I was looking at the sun this morning, I'm thinking, wow, what a great way to reflect that feeling. Basking in the sun with some fun sunflowers. Why not? I'm going in with the darks right first, and then I'm going to build up into the light. Just take some time, but it's okay. Kind of just going with the idea right now. Still maintaining that carefree brush strokes. The whole point of this painting is to be free and not have any restraint, just curious and innocent like a child. And I think maybe innocence, maybe that's the word I'm looking for. I'll go here, another one. Maybe right here. Okay. Since I'm using the same darks, I'm gonna move it right here to some of the oranges, which are, fun fact, tangerines and oranges are one of my favorites fruits. Watermelons are also very, very delicious too. Just so we can get an idea. I'm going to switch my brush to a thinner one. It will give me more flexibility on how to move the leaves of the sunflowers. Let's try this one. Let's see where this goes. Sometimes I'll change mid-painting, mid-stroke, if the brush doesn't work. So I will be experimenting on one with this one. I'm debating to switch over for this, but I'll try for this one first. Let's try. It's pretty okay. Could do it. I'll switch over with the detail brush afterwards. I'll use this one for now. Why not? Just going in with the lighter color to shape up the petals. I'm going to make this a little bigger, so that's why I'm kind of slightly moving it upward. I think it's really wanting to spread its petals here. It's slowly but surely taking shape. Sunflowers are very, very unique. They have like this ability to immediately bring a sense of joy by looking at them. And like, I don't know, always has that youthful tone, as if like the time stops and you're being transported back to like a childhood moment. wonder what sunflowers mean to you when you first look at them. I feel like this flower, I'm going to make it a lot bigger. So I feel like I'm going to bring this up higher. Kind of feeling where this particular flower wants to go. Feel like it wants to spread its wings right here. One of the things that I have noticed that sunflowers have are multiple layers of petals. It's not just one single one. There are multiple, and so that's what I'm trying to achieve are its other layers, and will take just a little bit of time, but we'll get there. At the same time, if I wanted to change this style from an impressionistic to a hyperrealism, this type of project definitely would take me well over 100 hours for sure, because It's all its intricate layers and details truly make up for, truly shows its beauty. But what I do really enjoy right now is painting this type of feeling with this style. Kind of going more inside the seeds so I can bring out the definition. Bring in with a lighter yellow. Let's see how this will turn out. And a very, very bright one. Before I make my way to the flowers again, I'm going to take this yellow and place it on the orange / tangerine. Debating whether to keep that one or that one. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I could put one more here or take this one out. I feel like it's slightly distracting. Thinking right now. Let's see how another one would look like so I could balance it out. If not, I'll take it out. I'll keep it for now. I'll change my mind if I need to, but I'll keep it for now. There you go. Cut that layer down. Before we make our way back into the flowers, we're going to do another layer inside the vase. I'm just working with midtones as of right now. The fun part is enhancing it with shadows and lights. But I'm going to zoom in so you can see a little bit more of the vase. I'm going to go here. Someone asked if I kept a sketchbook. Vase asked that. I do have a sketchbook actually, but I think that what really helps me is when I go travel, and that's probably the best time for me to bring my sketchbook. If I'm in my studio, I immediately just go straight to the canvas without needing for sketches. That's a good question. Kind of adding now the stems of the sunflowers. I think this is the most beautiful hitting behind the vase, and it's reflecting inside, and the stems are closer to the edge of the vase, and you can see this beautiful transparent feel. It's one of my favorite parts of painting still life. shaping the vase right now. I want to accentuate some of the colors behind the vase right now, very gently. Adding some highlights in the background, maybe here, maybe here. Just so like there's a nice clear water reflecting in the vase. Adding in just a little bit of blue. I'm gonna go in with my small detail brush. Slightly highlighting the edges of the vase. Afterwards, I will adjust. Actually, I'm gonna move the stem just a little bit. Move it right here. Just adding a little bit more highlights on the stems. Just like that. I'm going to open this area just a little bit. I think it needs to. Just getting all the stuff lined up. Slowly but surely getting there. Gonna slowly make my way towards the flowers again. Add some highlights here. I think it's desperately wanting to be blended. I will try. Zoom out just a little bit. I'm using my favorite tool, which is my finger, so blending is quite easy in this situation. thank you all again for spending this morning with me and painting the sunflowers. Thank you, Blue Cervic. Thank you so much for your support. That is very, very kind of you. Thank you. I hope to continue doing these as often as I can. It really means a lot. Gonna come in. Let's see, I'm gonna add some really, really beautiful oranges. It's very almost like fluorescent. I'm gonna blend it in. There you go. Kind of getting some shape there finally. Nice warmth. Add a little bit of more white. Before I go back into the flowers, I'm going to go back into the leaves. So it would be a nice touch. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and find the brightest highlight and lean it on the petal, just gently. Getting there. A little bit more details. The key is not to get in too much details, but just enough so we can shape the flower, the vase, the table, and the oranges. There, getting into the other side. A little bit more in here. When I go, I just kind of brush it and I leave it. Let the paint do its magic. Getting in here on the table really quickly. Just ever so light. Even with my detail brush, I'm doing pretty big strokes, which is what I want. There it is. Gonna add some highlight on the very top, the orange. Just like that. Maybe here and maybe here. this. Okay, let's do the highlights on the sunflowers finally. It'd be very, very fun to do. Okay, here we go. I'll zoom in. I think it's already zoomed in all the way. Here we go. Let's go with a beautiful orange first. I'm gonna go on this side. Because this is in the shadow, I don't want to over highlight this area. Just doing just a tad, just a touch. Thank you so much, Stephen. That was so sweet of you, and thank you so much for your support. It really, truly means the world that I can share my morning session with you all. It has been on my mind for many years now to share the live painting process. I was going back and forth with it, and I finally realized that, why not? Why not share this moment, whatever it may be. Sometimes when I work on a painting, I will definitely, mid-painting, I will completely redo everything and gesso it with another painting, and it's always a morphing process. So I think during my years of painting, I knew that the process of every single artwork that I would be doing would be different. I sometimes would not even know what I will be painting from the very beginning. And I got used to not knowing, because there is a certain beauty of that. And that's when I started making my documentary films to showcase the glimpse, the journey, the inception, the whole process, sometimes the struggle, sometimes the reward from going through a particular painting, like Dharma, like Everlasting, or the Jesus painting, like my self-portrait. Truly is a journey, every single painting. Sometimes it's just absolutely effortless. That's what makes it so exciting, as if I'm gonna go on a journey every single day, not knowing where it's gonna be turning. That's probably why I'm so addicted to it. I'm so obsessed with painting. It's so truly rewarding hearing from you guys how you feel and how it inspires you. That means the world to me. Absolutely priceless and worth every hour that I do this. I want to add this brilliant orange in certain places. See how I really popped that orange, because what it gives that illusion of transparency, but also that vividness that I was looking for. It would not be able to come out that way unless it was a gradient, gradual transition from light to dark. I'm really happy that that color is being popped out like that. Go. Getting there. I'm going to add some of the yellow highlights right about here, so give some dimension. But not all over, just the selected few on the first layer of petals. I just now realized that I'm so focused on the flowers. I just now realized my wrist completely eliminated the whole oranges on this section. That is so funny, actually. You know what? It might be a sign to take it out, but just debating still. I could re-add it in. That is so funny. This is what happens when I'm so immersed that I can't. I don't sometimes notice on some of the sections that are being painted on with my own hand. That is so funny. Kind of add these oranges back in. Maybe add like a little leaf or two right there while I'm at it. There you go. We're getting there to repaint the oranges that were somehow missing from my own hand. That is still so funny. I'm going to go ahead and allow this to dry a little bit. I'm going to wipe off my hands from the paint just a little bit. There you go. Going back. We're gonna go back to a darker color. Let's see. Let's go here. kind of re-adding the oranges again because it dried up just a little bit. Sometimes these things take a little bit of time, but it's okay. It is okay. When in doubt, use your finger for blending. So that's what I'm doing right now. Just moving it. There you go. Back. Some shadows here once more. A little bit of an extra touch for the little oranges. Another one there. I'm going to go inside the seeds of the sunflowers and accentuate some of the lights. I'm kind of going in a dabbing motion just so I can emulate the seeds a little bit. Maybe there. Maybe there too. Getting in a little more layers. Touch of green in the middle. It's so funny, with every painting I do, I can get so lost into it that I lose completely track of time. But then I start to wonder after like 2, 3, 4 hours, like why am I parched? So I have to drink some water or some of my tea. What I'm doing now is kind of like getting that dark shadow in certain areas to make the eyes gravitate towards that beautiful yellow orange color. Adding some of the stems back here. The leaf again. In no particular order, I'm just moving wherever the first place that my eye glances at, I gravitate towards there immediately. This is in no particular order. That's kind of how I tend to work. So wherever my eye goes, I just focus on there, and I think it's really helpful for me to not look at the whole picture right now, only look in segments. Initially, in the beginning, I do, which is very, very essential. And the more and more closer I get to the finish, my visions start to narrow and have more of a spotlight on the sections of the painting, which gives me the luxury to expand the details a little more, accentuate the lights and the darks. That's why almost half of the way I had no idea that this whole entire section was gone because of my hand, because I was so focused on here. I'm going to add a little leaf, probably here too. Just kind of dropped from the vase. My detail brush is very messy right now, but it's okay. It is okay. So I'm going to zoom in, and we are going to go inside the vase a little bit. I'm going to do one of my favorite parts, which is adding the lights on the glass. Get some of my favorite titanium white. Now I'm gonna utilize some of this white, add a little bit of blue, just a little bit for now. Get that chunk on my brush without mixing too much. I'm gonna select some areas where I wanna accentuate the light. Not everywhere. That's the key, I think, to making that glass look. It's not to accentuate everywhere, just certain areas. Another lighter color and just dab it right in the middle. This is my favorite part right about now. Only a little bit of here, a bit of here. Definitely here, for sure. Maybe a little bit here. The key is finding the balance, where the light's supposed to end and where the dark's supposed to end. Kind of playing with the light right here, just a little bit. Yeah, I think it's a lot better. There you go. Just like that. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit. I'm going to go one more inside the flowers with a very brilliant yellow. Actually, I think I already have it on my palette. Mixing in with the white, a little bit of orange. Here you go. Adding some little fine edges on the sunflower. What I'm going to do is, last but not least, I'm going to do another very, very brilliant yellow. It has to be very specific. If it's not specific, it will definitely not work. So I'm going to mix this specific color. Come together. I think this might look okay. Let's just give it a try. Yeah, that's a good color. I like that. These have so many layers, and it is why I really like them. So much depth and definition. Some say it's one of the most challenging to paint, but see how it's bringing more life into the sunflowers when I add that really unique mixture of yellow. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I mix, to be honest. Sometimes I forget the names of the colors. I just go off by a feeling or the emotion that I'm trying to evoke. It's getting very close to that energy that I felt this morning. Warm, welcoming. Even though we're having a cold front this week, I feel like no matter how cold it is, the sun seems to always be warm, and it's almost like I felt like a sunflower today. Opening up the petals and welcoming the morning. There you go. That's the color I'm looking for. Finally, it is getting there. I'm not putting it everywhere on the petals, just select places. Like I said, it's a lot of layers. scan this layer. The orange has a very similar color as a sunflower, so just adding that color as well, right here, and maybe right there. So I'm gonna go one more time with this brilliant orange, very vivid, could be cadmium, orange and cadmium red, and a little bit of fluorescent. I'm gonna go inside to pop up some layers, just like that. There you go. Here too. There you go. And a little bit of red, and I think I'm getting very, very, very close. Here too. And I'm going to top it off with some highlights, and I think be a great morning dreamlike painting. I wonder what kind of title I'm going to be naming this painting. Initially, I came with that feeling of warmth and welcoming and innocence. I think I still want to keep with that theme. The title, however, is a whole different ball game. Always has a wonderful way to explain a whole story in one single word. And that's what I'm going to be trying to figure out can I encompass this whole feeling into a single word? I could just name it simply sunflowers. Morning sunflowers. That would be too traditional, I guess. What do you guys think? What do you think that I should be naming this painting? I like that. Golden kind of wisdom. I like that. Golden wisdom. It's a good one too. There you go. See what else? Sunrise. Sunrise surprise. That's a good one. I like that. Maybe something to do with the sun for sure. Just adding a little bit more highlights on the leaves. Just a little bit more. I think for today, I think this concludes today's painting session. I can go on and on and on. Yeah, it is actually like past morning right now. I can't believe how time flew by so fast. It's now becoming the afternoon sunflower. Maybe it is afternoon. I think today I'll leave this painting as is right now. And I can't wait to see you next time on my next live stream. Should be this week. I think Friday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And see what I'm going to be painting then. So until then, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you for being a part of my morning painting session.